Hi there, Terry back again. Hope I find you well. Welcome to my latest video. And it's more Star Trek paperbacks. The videos have gone well so far. Let me know in the comments what you think about them. We're on part 4 now, and it starts with the next generation. And all of these were published by Titan Books. Number 6, Power Hungry, published in '89. And it was written by Howard Weinstein, and he was born in 1954 in New York. And this is one of 9 Star Trek novels, plus short stories, including comic books. He also did those for Marvel. He also wrote the Star Trek animated series episode The Pirates of Orion at the tender age of 19. And as far as I know, he is still the youngest to do so. Power Hungry. Sent to deliver emergency famine relief to the planet Theopa, the Federation's only allies in a critically important sector of space, the crew finds a brutal dictatorship, one more concerned with preserving its own power than protecting its citizens, all world they all share. Captain Picard is hesitant about turning over the supplies to the corrupt government. He fears they may never reach their intended destination. But can he convince the ruling council to change their ways before it's too late for the government and Theopa itself? Next we have Masks. Masks, published in July '89. It was written by John von Holt, and he was born in 1951 in Marion, Ohio. This is one of his 24 Star Trek novels to date. Masks. The Enterprise journeys to Lorca, a beautiful world where the inhabitants wear masks to show their rank and station. There, Captain Picard and a away team begin a quest for the planet's ruler and the great wisdom mask that the leader traditionally wears. Their mission: establish diplomatic relations. But Picard and his party lose contact with the ship, and Commander Riker leads a search party down to the planet to find them. Both men are unaware that their searches are part of a madman's plan, a madman who is setting a trap that will ensnare both landing parties and leave him poised to seize control of the awesome wisdom mask and the planet Lorca itself. Then we have number 8, The Captain's Honour, published in September '89, and this was written by David and Daniel Dvorkin. David, born in 1943, his son Daniel in 1969. There are 3 Star Trek novels by David, but I could only find this one by Daniel, a collaboration with his father. The Captain's Honour. A series of vicious attacks by the enigmatic Mdoc Empire has devastated the planet Tanarana, bringing the Enterprise and another Federation starship, the Centurion, to the planet's aid. The Centurion's captain is Lucius Sejanus, a powerful magnetic man who favours taking a far more aggressive stance against the Mdoc than Captain Picard. And as the conflict escalates, Sejanus's instincts seem to be correct, for it appears only violence will be able to stop the murderous raids on Tanara. Now the people of Tanara must decide which path they will follow, the way of peace or the road to war. But unknown to any, one of the Centurion's officers has made the decision for them and plans to provide a full-scale war between the Federation and the Mdoc Empire. Then we have A Call to Darkness, published in November '89, one of 30 plus Star Trek novels and comic books written by Michael Jan Friedman, who was born in New York in 1955. A Call to Darkness. The Enterprise discovers a lifeless Federation research vessel orbiting a planet hidden behind a mysterious energy shield. Over the strong objections of his senior officers, Captain Picard and an away team beam over in search of the missing crew, and they vanish. But soon his captain's disappearance is not the only problem facing Commander Riker, for a mysterious disease has begun ravaging the Enterprise crew. Now Riker must unravel the secrets of the planet below in order to rescue Picard and prevent the starship's destruction. Right, number 10, A Rock and a Hard Place, published in January 1990. It was written by the great Peter David. If he had been British, he would have got a knighthood with his service to writing. He was born in 1956 and he sadly died this May in 2025. It would be easier to collate a list of what he didn't write in the sci-fi and superhero genres. He even created his own Star Trek world with New Frontiers. But here is A Rock and a Hard Place. Under the best circumstances, terraforming is a tough, dangerous task that pits the hardiest of pioneers against an unforgiving environment. When the terraformers on the planet Paradise fall behind schedule, Commander Riker is given temporary leave from the Enterprise and sent to assist. Riker's replacement on the Enterprise is a volatile officer named Stone, whose behaviour soon raises questions about his ability and his judgment. Meanwhile, Commander Riker has become enmeshed in a life and death struggle with Paradise's brutal landscape. However, he soon learns that not all of the planet's dangers are natural in origin, as he comes to face with Paradise's greatest danger and most hideous secret. Next we have number 11, Gulliver's Fugitives, published in May 1990. It's written by Keith Sharry, who was born in 1955. It's the only Star Trek novel to date he has written, but it's a good one. Gulliver's Fugitives. While searching for the USS Huxley, a starship missing for over 10 years, the Enterprise stumbles across a forgotten colony of humans on a planet called Rampart, a world where fiction, speculation, and works of the imagination are considered the ultimate crime. A survey team from the planet beams on board the Enterprise to search for contraband materials, and suddenly the crew finds themselves thrown into the middle of a murderous civil war between a determined band of rebels and the planet's ruthless mine police. A civil war whose outcome will determine not only the future of the planet, Rampart, but the life of Captain Jean-Luc Picard as well. Right, number 12. Doomsday World, published in June 1990. Written by Carmen Carter, Peter David, Michael Jan Freeman, and Robert Greenberger. Peter David and Michael I covered earlier. And this leaves Carmen Carter. She was born in 1954 in San Antonio, in Texas. And she has written 3 Star Trek novels, plus the 4th collaboration. Robert Greenberger, born in 1958 in Brooklyn, New York, he has written 4 Star Trek novels, plus 3 others like this that were collaborations. Yeah, the Doomsday World. The planet Kurlos, an artificial world now home to many races from both the Federation and the Cave-in hegemony, who has enjoyed years of peaceful coexistence and profitable trade. The planet also holds a wealth of undiscovered archaeological treasures, which the Enterprise and its crew are dispatched to help uncover. Sent to the surface to assist an archaeological team, Geordi, Data and Worf are imprisoned. Relations between the Kevin and the Federation begin to crumble, and Kurlos' ancient underground machinery awakens from a centuries-long dormancy, primed to release the most powerful destructive force ever known. Right, now we have the original series, and these all come from Titan Books. And this was number 6, and it was number 37 in the Pocketbook series. It's called Bloodthirst. It was published in December 1987, and it was written by J.M. Dillard, which is the pen name for Jean Calogridas. She was born in Florida in 1954, and along with this, she has written 15 Star Trek novels, 6 of which are novelizations of Star Trek films, I believe. Bloodthirst. A Class 1 medical emergency summons the Enterprise to the Federation outpost, Post Tanis. There, a grisly surprise awaits them. 2 of the lab's 3 researchers are dead, their bodies almost entirely drained of blood. There are no clues, no records of their research, and no remnants of their work. There is only the outpost's sole survivor, Dr. Jeffrey Adams, a man with a secret that will rock the very foundations of Starfleet, and a terrible, all-consuming hunger that will bring death to the crew of the Starship Enterprise. Then we have number 7, and it was number 38 in the Pocketbook series, and this is the Idic Epidemic, published in February 88. It is written by Jean Laura, who was born in 1940. She has written 8 Star Trek novels to date. Idic is infinite diversity in infinite combination, more than just a simple credo for those of the planet Vulcan. It is the cornerstone of their philosophy. And now on Vulcan, the science colony Nessus, that credo of tolerance, is being put to the sternest test. For here on a planet where Vulcan, human, Klingon, and countless other races live and work side by side, a plague whose origins are somehow rooted in the concept of Idic itself. A plague that threatens to tear down that centuries-old maxim and replace it with an even older concept, interstellar war. Next we have number 8, which was 11 in the Pocketbook series, Yesterday's Sun, and it was published in March 88. It's written by Anne Carroll Crispin, who was born in 1950 in Stamford, Connecticut. Unfortunately, she passed away in 2013. She wrote 5 Star Trek novels and a graphic novel with Howard Weinstein. Yesterday's Sun. The Romulans attack the planet Gateway, where Federation scientists are studying the Guardian of Forever, the mysterious portal to the past. The Enterprise must protect the Guardian, or destroy it, but Spock has already used the portal to journey to the past. On the planet Sarpedion, 5,000 years ago, Spock knew a beautiful, primitive woman. Now he has gone to meet his son. Next, number 9, which was number 39 in the Pocketbook series, and it was Time for Yesterday, and it's published in April 1988. It's written by Anne Carroll Crispin, and it's her sequel to Yesterday's Sun that we just spoke about. Time for Yesterday. Time in the galaxy has stopped running in its normal course. That can only mean one thing. The Guardian of Forever is malfunctioning. To save the universe, Starfleet Commander reunites 3 of its most legendary figures, Admiral James T. Kirk, Spock of Vulcan, and Dr. Leonard McCoy, and sends them on a desperate mission to contact the Guardian, a journey that ultimately takes them 5,000 years into the past. They must find Spock's son, Zar, once again, and bring him back to their time to telepathically communicate with the Guardian. But Zar is enmeshed in the troubles of his own, and soon Kirk, Spock and McCoy find themselves in a desperate struggle to save both their world and his. Right, next we have number 10, which was number 16 in the Pocketbook series. It's called The Final Reflection. It was published in May 88. It's written by John Milo Ford, who was born in April 57. He passed away in September 2006 at the young age of 49. He wrote 4 Star Trek novels, the most famous being How Much for Just the Planet. That I spoke about in the last video. The Final Reflection. Klingon Captain Kren is a ruthless war strategist. Yeah, got it there. But on a mission to Earth, Kren learns a lesson in peace. Suddenly he must fight a secret battle of his own. His empire has a covert plan to shatter the Federation. Only Kren can prevent a war at the risk of his own life. Then we have number 11, which was number 40 in the Pocketbook series. It's called Time Trap, and was published in June 88. It was written by David Dvorkin, who was born in 1943 in Reading, Berkshire, UK. He's written 3 Star Trek novels up to date, but he's written plenty of others. In fact, 2024, his latest one, at the age of 82. Time track. A freak accident hurls Captain Kirk 100 years into the future, where he finds the Klingon Empire at peace with the Federation. Although his presence in this future world is a shock for him, it is a boon to the new Klingons, especially Kalrind, the woman he comes to love. For his name is revered throughout the galaxy as the originator of the great peace between the Klingon Empire and the United Federation of Planets. But in his own time, Kirk has yet to recreate that great peace, so he must make one more journey back in time to his own past to recreate the future. And the last one this time, number 12, and this was number 20 in the Pocketbook series. The Vulcan Academy Murders, published in July 88. It's written by Jean Laura, who was born in 1940 in the USA. She's written 4 Star Trek novels, plus some Star Trek fan fiction in several magazines. The Vulcan Academy Murders. Kirk and McCoy accompany Spock to the Vulcan Academy Hospital, seeking experimental treatment for a badly wounded Enterprise crew member. Spock's mother is also a patient in the hospital, and Kirk soon becomes involved in the complex drama of Spock's family. Suddenly, patients are dying, and Kirk suspects the unthinkable, murder on Vulcan. But can he convince the Vulcans that something as illogical as murder is possible? Until the killer is caught, everyone is in danger. Right, that's part 4 come to an end. I have literally hundreds of Star Trek novels. Do you want to see more? Let me know in the comments. And talking of comments, what are your favourite Star Trek novels? I've not got them all, so it would be good to have or hear about ones I've missed. Right, that's enough of me waffling. If you could thumbs up, comment and subscribe if you like the content, I will be much obliged, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.